story that the ecosystem will not tell you about. So let's unmask the hypocrisy of this toxic ecosystem that thrives on outrage and censorship. And they do this while pretending to guard our history and heritage and free speech. The Taj Story, the name of the film, bold film from the looks of it, starring Paresh Rawal, has barely unveiled its motion poster and already the opposition and their loud lobby are screaming for blood. Viewers, a simple visual of a Lord Shiva idol emerging from Taj Mahal's dome has ignited calls for bans, boycotts, even arrests. Congress demands Paresh Rawal be thrown behind bars. Yes, this is the monumental intolerance that the ecosystem will not talk about. Viewers, the poster shared by Paresh Rawal himself on social media poses a provocative question. What if everything you've seen or taught is a lie? Viewers, this is art. It's cinema. It's meant to provoke thought about the Taj Mahal's mysterious past. And yes, the Taj Mahal has long been shrouded in debates, but suddenly a film poster becomes the ultimate crime. I mean, how dare the makers even hint at questions without a full screening? So show the film and then put out the poster, according to this ecosystem logic, or the lack of it. And this ecosystem that once celebrated Padmavat for its fictional flair now demands arrest for a mere motion poster. And there are other examples, not just Padmavat. For viewers, for the Congress, even a poster is a punishable offense under the Constitution. And this is the same party that romanticized Mughal tyranny. The makers have clarified loud and clear. They have said the Taj Story does not deal with any religious matters, nor does it claim a Shiv temple resides within the Taj Mahal. It focuses solely on historical facts. Paresh Rawal himself reiterated it and said, watch the film, form your own opinion. But here we are, witnessing the mob mentality that is pronouncing verdicts on thin air. How can they judge a film based on a single frame, a poster? A poster is a teaser, a spark to draw you in. This rush to ban and boycott reveals the true intolerance, viewers. Let's open this up quickly. Syed Asad Abbas joins the panel. Abbas Maldayyar also on the show. Nikhil, let's start with you. What's the problem with the Taj Story poster?
Is that for me, Pranesh? Again, the audio was problem. There was an audio problem.
रवि श्रीवास्तव जी, आप ही बता दीजिए सर, पोस्टर में प्रॉब्लम है, ऑडियो में प्रॉब्लम है, सब जगह प्रॉब्लम है.
See, Pranesh, now the people are tired of these propaganda and the agenda movies. You know, this file, that file, some Hindu-Muslim story once again. He's picking up a minaret. I mean, just a poster. I have not seen the film. It will come on 31st. They're picking up a minaret and a Shiva Mandir is coming out of it. What kind of nonsense is this? Why to unnecessarily create a disharmony between the communities in the nation? For what? Just for appeasing someone. And this joker is the one who made that, oh my God.
Oh.
He made a Hindu the laughing stock. He only did it. 8 years before he writes that talking about Taj Mahal is a love story, is not a hate story, and it's a stupid people are raising up.
Okay, Ravi Srivastava, you called him a joker. Now, 1 minute. You can disagree with people. But is that the way to describe them? What do you think? Paresh Rawal should, act in a biopic on Rahul Gandhi to correct that image. क्या बन जाएंगे वो जोकर से?
This is BJP's ecosystem.
Yeah, this is the BJP ecosystem. Everything is BJP ecosystem. And what ecosystem is this? The Aurangzeb ecosystem. I love Aurangzeb posters. Taj Mahal से किसके religious sensitivities hurt हो रहे? मुगल्स के. कौन है मुगल्स के descendants?
You find out that. Who
आप बताइए ना.
Why to be against the Mughals? For what reason?
Mughals for what reason? Abbas here is one person who's written 2 books. So आप वो पढ़ लीजिए, you will find a lot of reasons, which is why he's there on the show. Abbas.
To all the panelists and to everybody, and of course Shubhkamnaएं of Mahanavami to everybody. And today we are discussing Taj. So it was really ironic because Paresh ji just shared the poster. It was just a clip where he showed that, okay, Shiva is coming out of it. That's fine. Just few years back, we had a film, Hyder, coming out. And in that, our very pious temple, Martand Mandir, was called out as a Shaitan ki Gufa and whatnot. So Surya Bhagwan is always deemed to be a very pious to almost every Hindu. We dedicate a lot of prayers to him, and he certainly was very pious, and he was called like a Shaitan. But no one came up in the arms to say that, oh, Hyder should be banned and this should happen and whatnot. The problem is that people are not even understanding that they have not watched the film. They are not aware that what is going to come up in the table. And surely, because I have discussed a bit about the film with the film director and also Paresh, that it has nothing to do with the temple. In normal parlance, we always have two kinds of debates around the Taj. One debate is that whether it was a temple or not. And also there's a debate that whether it was a Hindu structure, as in fact, Badshah Nama talks about the fact that it was taken by a Rajput, Jai Singh. The property belonged to him. And there are many other, temple is debatable, but surely there are evidences that the property was taken from a Rajput king. Now, again, if you can give the creative liberty to a case like Hyder, where Shaitan ki Martand Mandir can be called a Shaitan ki Gufa, then what suddenly has happened to the people? And as far as the past of the Taj is concerned, I'm sure that the filmmakers would have cared to touch upon it. There are a lot behind it, because when Taj was commissioned, I'm using the word commissioned because I don't know what that structure was. Because I have still not reached towards Shah Jahan. When Taj was commissioned, that is exactly when a great famine was created by Shah Jahan. Again, who is the source for it? It's Lahori, his biographer, who talks about a famine has been created by destruction of the crop. And in that famine, around 7.4 million people have died.
Right.
And when so many people have died, this man, Shah Jahan, has put around 4.18 crore silver rupees to commission a structure. So when people are dying, he is commissioning a structure.
Okay. But it's not, I understand what you're saying, but even if what Ravi Srivastav is saying is true, why call for arrest of Paresh Rawal for what, Nikhil? Why should Paresh Rawal be arrested?
First of all, let me debunk the lies on your shows, and that shows how the makers of the film are looking at history and how it's an absolute joke to them. Agra was under direct Mughal rule way before the Taj Mahal was built.
Is that why Paresh Rawal should be arrested? Answer my question. Why is the Congress saying Paresh Rawal should be arrested? No, 1 minute. I can have only one historian on one show. Abbas ji ne wo tick mark kar diya. Ab aap rehne dijiye. Maybe, a year later, you can have something to fit that role. But answer my question, Nikhil, please. Why should Paresh Rawal be arrested for what?
I'll tell you why. First of all, you need to hear the facts on this. It was the practice in the medieval times to commission large projects during times of famine, so that people can be given money. Even the Hathi Singh temple in Ahmedabad is an example of that, when the Hathi Singh family commissioned the same. If you would have toured around the country or read some an iota of history, you would have understood that.
That's okay. Now go beyond cut and commission, please. I know it's difficult, but move beyond cut and commission. Answer my question.
I'll tell you, Paresh Rawal, why he should be arrested. The fact, or rather the claim that these right-wing circles have been going around with, that Taj Mahal is actually a Hindu temple or some Hindu king's land was seized for it and this and that. That has been debunked by multiple historic records, archaeological records. No, I'll tell you why he should be arrested. Because when you put out a Muslim structure and raise it, and underneath that Muslim structure, a Hindu god is coming out, very clearly you are doing the kind of dog whistling and communal information.
KK Mohammed ne kya bola tha about a Muslim structure and what was found underneath it? KK Mohammed, you took his job. 1 minute. KK Mohammed, Google KK Mohammed, what he said about a Muslim structure and what was found underneath it. You will have your answer. Syed Asad Abbas. Mr. Abbas, why should Paresh Rawal be arrested? Okay. Dr. Ranganathan.
Now, I am absolutely amazed. It's no longer I am amused by the utterances of my good friend Nikhil Jain, but I am I am beyond anger, because this is not what, the future of India is in his hands. Hamara to kaam ho gaya. And his thinking, he wants to arrest someone who's just appeared in a poster, silent, who's just said something. By that logic, when he says he should be arrested because a Hindu structure is coming out of a Muslim structure. So by that logic, when a Muslim structure comes out of a Hindu structure and millions see it, the Gyanvapi, nothing should happen. By his logic, everyone who supports the Gyanvapi and removal of the mosque from there should be arrested. Ye kaun sa logic hai bhai? And I want to ask him plain. These are the pretenders that they stand up for free speech. What Paresh Rawal has said is nothing compared to what Salman Rushdie did in his satanic verses. I don't know whether Nikhil or anybody else, you've read satanic verses. What he said about the Prophet, peace be upon him, and Mecca and what they were, and Prophet, peace be upon him, his wives and his daughters or whatever. Do you support the arrest of Salman Rushdie? Say yes or no.
See, there's a difference between an academic exercise and a propaganda movie.
Oh,
the
academic
difference
exercise.
Is that an academic exercise can criticize Hindu gods, Muslim gods, Hindu practices.
Academic. Satanic verses was academic.
No, the point is when you're trying to make an argument through a book, it's quite very different, Dr. Ranganathan, from what you're trying to do with a propaganda movie. Right? These people are saying that we have only talked about history, and somebody who's associated with the makers of the film very clearly proved right
Dr.
now on this debate.
I think, इनको थोड़ा academics में कमजोरी हुई होगी, मुझे पता नहीं, because if Nikhil had known, ये academic exercise को ban कर दिया था कांग्रेस पार्टी ने. तो ये अब मैं इस पे क्या बोलूं? But Syed Asad Abbas can finally hear us. Yes, sir. बोलिए.
Okay. Firstly, I did not know the two gentlemen sitting on top of me. One is my friend and one is new to me. Can I answer that? Is it my turn, Pranesh?
Yes.
Okay. I'm on a very difficult line. Okay. Anyway. So the two gentlemen right on top of me, one is my best friend, Anand Ranganathan. The other gentleman is new to me. But I can tell you for a fact, and on a lighter note, I'd like to charge them with an FIR for being the best candidates from the WhatsApp University and give them a ranking medal award. Because my friend Anand Ranganathan dares to be ignoramus on the show. He knows, he's a well-read man, he knows in 2018, Archaeological Survey of India filed an affidavit affirming that the Taj Mahal is a tomb of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan and his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Not just that, William Dalrymple, my dear friend Anand knows it. William Dalrymple called all ththese buggers who are calling it Tejo Mahalya, that it is foolish, malicious, and that so-called P.N. Oak who started this theory. And he
now, Mr. Abbas, if you 1 minute, I don't know whether you've seen the response by the makers or by Paresh Rawal himself. I read it out. He's saying he's clarified. He should not have, the makers should not have, surrendered to this mob frenzy. But nonetheless, now that they have, so that doesn't hold. But why call for arrest? Ban of a movie based on a poster, Dr. Ranganathan, last 30 seconds.
See, this is how you expose the hypocrisy. I asked a very simple question and Nikhil turned it to academic versus non-academic. It is his judgment whether something is propaganda or not. Satanic versus is academic because he says it will be wrong to ban it. But this film is propaganda. It abhi release bhi nahi hui hai. Number two, it is a fact. Now I do not have any opinion of whether it was a mandir or not. I personally feel it wasn't. But the fact is, if somebody says so, can you arrest that person? And it is also a fact, my good friend Abbas, that 27 rooms in the Taj Mahal have permanently been locked and have never been opened. Are you for opening them in the spirit of fairness and finding out inquiry and curiosity?
No, that the Waqf board will decide. Okay, we've run out of time, viewers. Let's see, what happens to this threat of the ecosystem against the makers of the Taj Story. We've run out of time. The news are on the other side.